And what do we say when we're going through those hard times?
Add to cart.
No! Hello, darlings! Oh, it feels so good to say that. I feel like I haven't filmed in absolutely forever, even though I know that's not the case. Like, I know I filmed a week or so ago, but so much has happened in that time. So to give you a tiny little life update before I do this whole thing, I will have chapters in this video so that you can skip past this if you're not interested, as always. But basically, I went from not having a job to having a job within less than a week and then starting that job in less than another week. So it's been very overwhelming. Obviously, I have less free time than I used to because I was only working part-time in my last job and now I'm working full-time. So I might be a little bit slow at adjusting to getting videos and everything filmed and out at the same rate that I am used to. But I really wanted to hop on today and do a little bit of filming, partially because I just got my hair done. And it's so pretty. Oh, I love being a redhead. I think it's my absolute favourite. And also partially because I wanted to talk about a little bit of a problem that I have. Hi, my name is Rianne and I use shopping to fill the emotional void caused by the world that we live in. No, but I do like to shop. I am a bit of a fiend, and because the world is falling apart, I feel like we're all year on year becoming so much more aware of things like sustainability and more sustainable shopping practices. So I wanted to make a little video for you all today talking a bit about how you can shop effectively and how you can shop in a way that fills your wardrobe only with the things that you absolutely love. I do not mean for this to come across as preachy or judgmental in any way. I am not going to judge anyone for how they choose to shop unless you are obscenely wealthy and still spending like thousands of pounds on Shein clothes. Change, yes, individual change can be good, but the change has to come from the very top of the capitalist structure, from the factories, from the heads of the fashion companies and all of that. So this is just a fun and light-hearted video. So my number one tip is to go through your wardrobe and get rid of the things that you do not want. Be ruthless. If you are not reaching for something and if it doesn't make you happy and if you don't think it suits you, get rid of it, donate it, or sell it. Selling on places like Vinted, this is not sponsored in any way, but I've been using it and I've sold a bunch of stuff on there already. I will leave my link in the description so that you can check it out if you want some size 10 UK reproduction clothing. But selling it is a really great way to get things out of your way and get extra money that you can put towards buying a few things for yourself that are more your style. Shopping secondhand is obviously a really fabulous way to do things. Now, I know true vintage clothing can be very expensive, and a tip for true vintage clothing that I like to apply is that when I am looking at the measurements, because I know my own measurements quite well, especially in modern reproduction clothing, when I see measurements for a true vintage piece, I will generally add an inch or two on top of the measurements that I can normally comfortably wear. This is because a lot of vintage, especially 40s and 50s and 60s, which are the eras that I tend to go for, a lot of those clothes are made with fabrics that do not have stretch and do not have give. So if you buy them skin tight, you might be really worried about constantly moving. You might be worried about popping a seam or ripping things. So giving yourself that little bit of extra give room is really helpful, especially because sometimes measurements can end up coming up a little bit different to what you were expecting. So giving yourself that little sort of grace room, also, you know, so that you have room to eat and bloat and body change is going to be really helpful for you. So that's a tip for vintage shopping that I have. Also shopping on places like Depop, Vinted, I know Americans have ThredUp, any secondhand clothing site where people are selling their own gently used items for a lot cheaper. This is great, one, because a lot of the time the prices are heavily marked down, which is amazing. I've gotten some real gems on Vinted that would have been so expensive if they were full price from the original retailer, but also because you're not adding to the production of new clothing, you are doing an exchange, you are giving someone else money to take something off their hands, and you are getting something that is still in very good condition and is going to fit you and make you really, really happy. You can use places like Vinted and any of the other sites. This feels like it sounds so sponsored, and I promise you it's not, but you can use these sites to search by size, by colour, by style, and by specific brands if you're looking for certain brands. That's also a really great way if you're looking to try out a specific style but you don't want to commit to the more really expensive full price brands. So for example, Vivienne of Holloway, their pieces can be very expensive, but they can be marked down so much on secondhand websites, and you can get them and see if you like the way that they fit, the way that they are cut, the fabrics, and everything like that. My number one rule for shopping is if you're not ridiculously excited at the idea of your package turning up, you probably haven't bought the right thing. Now obviously sometimes you have to buy things like work clothes, athletics clothes, things to wear to a funeral, which aren't necessarily the most exciting purchases, but if you're buying something just for you, especially as a treat, I want you to be sat at that door looking out the window like a war widow, waiting for her sweetheart to come home from the forces in the 40s. I want you to be buzzing. I want you to be excited. I want you to be looking at pictures of the item and styling it with items in your closet already. I want you to be absolutely jazzed, and that is what I am. That is my rule for all of the things that I buy myself, is if I'm not super excited, if I haven't styled it with about 40 different outfits by the time I've gotten to the confirm order page, I haven't done my job correctly. If the item is not something that is likely to sell out in seconds, i.e. every single new release ever had on Miss Candy Floss, oh my god, they sell out in minutes it feels like, then bringing up the item and keeping it open in an internet tab and just occasionally going back to it to see how you feel can be a really good way to push you one way or the other on a purchase that you're maybe not entirely sure of. If you keep thinking about it and keep thinking about it and keep opening your wardrobe and thinking, oh, I really wish I had that thing, then it's time to take the plunge and buy yourself a little treat. But if you forget the tab is there, if you open it and you're like, oh yeah, that, meh, or if you feel like closing the tab, then it's probably not the right item for you and you can get rid of it. A really, really big important tip in my opinion is don't buy things because of other people's preferences or other people's expectations. Say you have a dress that comes in yellow and longer or purple and shorter. Your mum and your friends and your partner, they really like the purple short dress. They say that you should go for the purple short dress. They think that it would suit you more. They think that it would represent you more. They think that it would flatter your body type or something. They think that they would like the way you would look in it. And they're just saying you should go for the purple short dress. But in your heart, every time you look at the yellow long dress, you just go, you know what you should do in that scenario? You should buy the yellow long dress, because that's the one your heart wants. And funnily enough, no one else is going to be wearing it but you. Shop for yourself, shop for your joy, shop for your heart, and shop for that fluttery feeling of don't shop because of anyone else's expectations. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't take advice. I go to my friends all the time about, oh, what do you think about this? I'm considering buying it. Do you like it? Oh, I have these two options. What do you think? But when I come to my mum asking for advice on two outfits, she kind of knows that I'm usually going to pick the one that she doesn't pick, because I think it can just confirm sometimes if everyone's telling you that you should go for one thing, but you feel kind of disappointed by that answer, you know that you should go for the other. So at the end of the day, you need to trust yourself, you need to trust your gut, and you need to go with what's going to make you the happiest. I know this video was relatively short, but I had a lot of fun talking about this subject. I love shopping. More than I should, but it just makes me really happy, and I love introducing a new outfit into my wardrobe, or a new item that I know I'm just going to wear for years and years and years. And that's the way we should all be looking at our wardrobes. We should be adding things in that we know we are just going to want to wear for years and years and years, or until our style or something changes. And not buying things that we just kind of feel meh about, that we're probably going to want to throw away in a couple of months. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please consider subscribing and joining our little vintage darlings famalabalam. If you like this fabulous vintage shape that I have going on here, this is partially achieved with the What Katie Did bullet bra. I'm a What Katie Did affiliate, and I will have an affiliate link in the description, which you should go click on, because if you buy anything then I do receive a small commission, and that would be great. I will also link my Vinted, where you can shop my old reproduction finds that I'm looking to get rid of to make room for the new, and all of my social media, so my Instagram and my TikTok, and what else do I use? Everything will just be down there, okay? Please do all remember to have courage and be kind, and may all of your dreams come true, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, I hope that's for me.